because I have no one to take pictures of me. So I'm rolling around on the ground in front of my house. You know, but it's such a cute little thing that I, really want to capture it. So hey, welcome back to my channel. Want to see how I created this look? Just keep watching. Wow. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Hot Mess Ness, MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Today's video is a collab. 2 weeks ago we did a Disney princess inspired theme, and then we wanted to follow it up with a villain version. So this collab is participating with Vanessa Loves the Makeup. You can check her out here. Version of the video is Maleficent because I had done Sleeping Beauty. Of course I had to go out and get some fun props because, that was the key here. But for me, it wasn't about being green or being Angelina. It was, how do I feel if I was gonna go Maleficent-esque? I tried some new eyeshadows. I played with a little bit of the Love Luxe Beauty drenched powders. Those are on the actual lid. And I just played. It was just fun to play with makeup. I feel like this is, I probably wouldn't go for the wing. If I was gonna go out with this makeup, I would maybe lose the lip. I don't know. But if you wanna see how I created this fun Maleficent look, just keep watching. All right, ladies, let's get started. Adjust your cape, your hair, your bun, and put on some Smashbox primer. This one I have kind of gone back to because it sticks the makeup on and I put a lot on my face. So I've already moisturized all that jazz and I'm using my Bye Bye Under Eye as my base over my primer. It's going to even out my skin tone because Maleficent is flawless. She's wicked and flawless. So I am just covering that all up with my beauty blender and buffing that all in as per usual. I'm going in with my Hourglass full coverage foundation. I believe this is the shade Buff, and I actually do this step twice. I buff it in, I add some more, I buff it in. But I left that part out because you don't want to watch that twice unless you have a thing with beauty blenders, to each their own. So and then I'm adding some of my ordinary foundation. It is a bit lighter, so I'm getting more coverage. Not that I need any more, but I accidentally went in with the shade too dark, and so I added a little bit of the lighter shade. That's why I'm making this funky face, and because I really wanted to keep the Maleficent lighter vibe without being ghostly white. So I'm just blending that all up into my face, looking so amazing. And the beautiful thing about the ordinary foundation is that you can use your fingers, so I'm doing kind of the final blend with the fingers. In my Sephora box, I got the Kat Von D creamy foundation, concealer. I like it, so I'm adding this. It's more my skin tone, and then I'm adding a little bit of my Shape Tape on top of that because it's a little bit lighter. So you know how I do. I pat it in with my fingers first, and then I'll go in and contour, and I don't blend my concealer until the very end. So I'm using Anastasia Fawn. This is a heavily contoured look, so I actually do this step also twice. So I put it in all the places I want to contour, I blend it in, I add another layer, I blend it in, I do my snoz because it's crooked because the dog bit it, I do my bottom lip to make it look a little bigger, and of course blend it all in because that's what you do when you're a good beauty YouTuber. I don't know, whatever. I do a lot of blending, okay? That's just my thing. So here's me showing you that I actually did it another time. And then here's me showing you how to blend it with a beauty blender. Then I go in and do the eyes. I blend all of my concealer that has already set, and then I blend it into the contour lightly by repositioning the beauty blender. And then I'm taking a little Shape Tape underneath to cut that contour. And then I'm going to set my face with the RCMA No Color Powder It is a great powder. I don't like to put a whole lot of powder on my face because it makes me look old. It just does, okay? Of course, I have to inspect my work, make sure that it looks okay, and make a fish face. Now I'm going in with the Makeup Geek contour powders. I love these powders. They are one of my favorites, and they're just so good. So this, again, is step by step. I like to layer things, guys. It makes things last, it makes things pop, and it makes it look like it's my skin. So I'm going in with the two lightest shades, and I'm staying very close to my cheekbone. I'm taking a Morphe Elite brush, I'm blending it in, then I'm going in, I'm popping in a little bit more, and I'm wiggling the brush kind of upward toward the cheek, and then I'm blending and wiggling and pushing in, and then I take a smaller brush and kind of buff. I'm showing you a close-up of that so you can see, and doing the other side, of course. And then with a little Elite Morphe brush, I am taking the nose contour, and then I have my trusty Wayne Goss that I buff it all in with. That is what I always do. Wayne Goss, love this brush. Now I'm taking that, you know, really gimmicky sponge to cut underneath my contour. I want it to be a clean edge. I don't bake very often, guys. Again, this is a trend that I'm not all about, but it's good for something like this. I'm cutting the nose, and I'm just gonna let that bake while I do my eyeballs. Now it's onto the brows. I am brushing through my less than there hair, and I'm taking my goof-proof brow pencil from Benefit, and I'm trying to make a very angular, structured brow with what little brow hair I have. And then I am going to go in with the precisely my brow and give myself some little hairs. Always combing through in the in-between with my spoolie and adding a little bit more, but I struggle with the brows. Actually, I shaved part of them off on accident last night when I was dermaplaning my face, so I'm really gonna have to do this kind of step every day now. Thanks, face. I'm using my Wet n Wild primer all over the lid. Just pat that in, trying to avoid the lashes. Then I'm taking Makeup Geek Mirage. It's a nice, very neutral color to set that. Then I'm taking Davina Cosmetics Pandora. It's a beautiful, really, really light purple and a fluffy brush, and I'm putting that all up in the crease, Then I'm taking the shade Push and Vixen, also from Davina Cosmetics. These two purples. One's more of a muted, one's more of a vibrant, and a Morphe, it's like a MAC 217 dupe, and I'm putting that in my crease. I actually do this step twice, and the first time I just go back and forth, then I start turning my brush, and as you can see, I tilt my brush upward and kind of at a up and down angle so I can start dispersing that color a little better. Now I'm taking a smaller Wayne Goss brush and the shade Fog by Looksy Beauty, and that I'm going more into the crease, a little bit lower. I'm starting to develop more of a crease and more of the gray tone. Now I'm taking Topelessly Devoted, also by Looksy Beauty, and Vino, and that I'm working on the outer V, and I'm patting that on and then slowly dragging into the crease. This step I sped up, but I did this multiple times, showing you the other side as well. Taking a Makeup Geek pencil brush, I'm dipping into Over It and again into Vino, and I'm just working on the outer V. I take it real close to the lash line and I'm just patting it on. I'm really trying to build up that color. I pat and then I blend, but this is a tiny little brush, and I've repeated the step a couple times. I switch to a bigger brush, blend it out, and then go back in with the tiny little brush. But these Makeup Geek brushes are really good for that. The star of the show, Love Luxe Beauty. These are the drench powders, and this is the shade Beautiful Nightmare. It's very much like that MAC blue brown pigment. Every brand has come out with this, but this is the most pigmented I've ever seen with a finger swatch. I realized that I was getting fallout and I had to put some powder under my eyes, and this powder was actually kind of problematic for me to get onto my eyelid. I don't know if I'm too dry or what, but I had to actually use my hand to warm it up in order to spread it on my eyelid. And I just wanted to show you how it worked, because I eventually ended up taking a brush and trying to blend it with a brush, and then I finally ended up using a little brush that was wet with Fix Plus, but I feel like if you don't have like monster eyelash or like fingernails, you might be able to get into it okay. Taking a tiny little flat brush, I am using the shade Viridian by Divina Cosmetics and popping that underneath. There's it again, and just brushing a little bit of green because, you know, Maleficent was green. And then I am taking the Looksy green shade, I believe it's Moss, to deepen it up a bit. Now I'm popping into a liner. I am using the Pure Cosmetics. These are like these creams that came out. It's a limited edition. You know, you could use anything, but these are actually eyeshadows. And this is from Angel Moreno. And I tried to attempt a wing. It wasn't very good, but I wanted a little bit of the purple. I would not do this again. Everything up, and now onto cheeks. I am using Juvia's Place, this purpley kind of shade, and I pat it onto the face, and then I take a clean brush and blend it both sides. More condensed brush and pick up NoHo. So this is from the Urban Decay, and I'm taking that and just patting that onto the apples and blending again. Like everything needs to be cleaned up, so I'm taking Wayne Goss and cleaning up all the edges. For the highlights,
I'm going to grab Divina Cosmetics Cholula, which is a purple shimmer champagne color. It is gorgeous.
%90 of this video is going to be me looking around for the floor. And these are Beauty Escape Cosmetics. They are so beautiful. I've had them for a minute. And I'm going to be using a little bit of Fairy's Breath and Wonderland. I use a lot of highlighting brushes in this one, but I'm trying to really blend it into the skin. I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush for Wonderland because I want it very specifically placed right here. Now, if I was really going out into the world, I'd put on a nude lip, but if I'm being Maleficent, I'm gonna wear red. And what better one to use than Unicorn Blood? Watch my previous swatch videos on lips. I was bit by a dog. My nose is crooked. I have that wicked scar, and therefore all of that is crooked, so my lips are kind of crooked, so it takes me a while, and that's why I don't usually wear red lipstick, but I think it turned out pretty. Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood. And that, my friends, is the finished look. It is fun, it is fabulous. I mean, you don't need the horns, but they are definitely a plus. I had so much fun doing this video. You can use any of the techniques. You don't have to use any of them. You can just look at this as pure entertainment. This is just so much fun. So don't forget to go check out my girl, Vanessa. She participated in the second part of this collab. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, I had Sleeping Beauty. She had her Disney Princess. And this week, we decided to do the villain version. So make sure you go send her some love. Let her know Hot Mess sent you. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, do all those fun things. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You know, just might pick up the kids at school like this.